So President Biden will deliver his first State of the Union address tonight. He's set to highlight the Ukrainian war with Russia and the economy, as well as much more. So for more on all of this, we want to bring in Ed O'Keefe. He's joining me now from the White House. Ed, good morning. I presume that the president wants Americans to feel like the State of the Union is strong. What do Americans want to hear from the president?
They want to hear about Ukraine, Anne-Marie. Incredibly, just in the last few weeks and really the last few days, this has become a front-of-mind concern for Americans. If you look at our new CBS News poll out this morning, among those who plan to watch the speech, Ukraine tops the list, followed by the economy, inflation, and coronavirus. Oh, what a difference a year makes. Remember, last year would have been all about the pandemic, followed by the economy. Now, world affairs are set to dominate tonight's speech, in part because the White House knows it's top of mind. We now have the polling to prove it. But beyond that, he's expected to talk about inflation, how higher prices are affecting Americans' bottom line, and he'll call on Congress to try to take steps to help bring down the cost by, among other things, enacting a new child tax credit, pushing for expanded child care and health care options, boosting the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. Most states have already gotten there or are beyond it, and a host of other issues. Smaller ball, try to, a little more palatable, potentially able to get passed by Congress in an election year, really before the summer when the re-election campaigns begin in earnest.
It just occurred to me that if he had begun writing the State of the Union address, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, it probably looked entirely different than it looks today. That being said, how is this State of the Union address different than last year's joint session of Congress?
Well, that's an important, it's sort of a difference without a distinction, or a distinction with just a slight difference, and that is that usually in the first year of a presidency, just a few weeks after they are inaugurated, they don't have to give, they aren't expected to give a formal State of the Union address, but they're invited to come talk to Congress. And so that's what he did last year. This year is his first State of the Union address. I think one big difference people will see is that there won't necessarily be masking in the room, and there will be more people than there were last year. They have lifted mask restrictions not only here at the White House as of this morning, but up at the Capitol. The attending physician in the House has said if members don't want to wear them, given the low state of the pandemic, at least here in the Washington area, they don't have to as long as they test negative or are fully vaccinated. And so, watch for the president today, how he comports himself, not only here at the White House, but up there. Does he go sans mask, since he's a fully vaccinated individual who has said that he plans to follow the science? I think that's a big part of how the nation's mood can be affected, is how they see the president behaving, responding to it, talking about the pain or the concern that so many people feel. This is certainly one of his biggest high-profile moments of the year to do just that.
Ed, quickly, who's delivering the Republican response?
Kim Reynolds, the governor of Iowa, will do so from Des Moines tonight. And the president tomorrow heads to Wisconsin to keep up the momentum. He and the First Lady heading to the Badger State to talk about the bipartisan infrastructure bill passed last year and the other domestic priorities he'll lay out tonight.
All right, Ed O'Keefe at the White House. Thank you, Ed.